Sweetie's World time, and I want to tell you about what I did on Friday. My mom and I went to a local book sale at our library in Cortland, New York, and I found a lot of cool stuff. And they usually have, I guess they have the sales in the spring and in the winter. This is the first time I've been to it, so it was pretty interesting. They had loads of nice books, but I gave myself a budget of $15, and I wanted to see what I could come up with. Of course, I had a list of books that I was looking for, and actually I found a lot of them, so that was pretty cool, and I got some extra ones. With my fibro, I usually there's a lot of times where I can't go do stuff or like that, and I'm kind of stuck, and I need to keep my mind going, so I pick up a book, and I like to read, so I picked up these books, and I'm pretty excited over these. A lot of these look like brand new books, and they were very well taken care of, and the people there were very, very nice. And so, yeah, let's see. I would give the library, the sales, a 2 thumbs up. But before I get started and show you my books, why don't you like and subscribe and turn that little bell on so every time I upload you'll know. And I hope you join my club. Alright, so let's get started. This one I was really excited, and these are hardcover books, most of these. The Charles Dixon Great Expectations. I mean, that's a pretty... And I also got one that you could tell came from the same line, or the same, like, kind of books, and it's Emma by Jane Austen. I like the older books, I like new books, I like young adults, I like Harry Potter's, but I also like some older ones. I have a variety, eclectic kind of personality, so you never know. Then I'm always using the same words over and over and over, and I keep joking with my husband saying, I need to get a thesaurus so I can, like, use other words. Well, I found one, the Webster one, so it's one of the good ones, and it's still in, like, so maybe I can use some other words except for what I'm already using. And then, let's see, and if you hear a noise, it could be a fan. It's kind of warm in my apartment. So I also got the new moon of the Twilight series, and just Twilight, the first one. I was actually, look at those, both of those, pretty nice. And these covers, the paperbacks, were only 25 cents or 50 cents. The hard covers were $1. And then there was other stuff that was, they had comics, which I'm surprised I didn't get them, but I don't go towards more of like Spider-Man. I'm more like Wonder Woman or even independent ones, which in another video I'll talk about my comics. But, and then let's see, and then we got it's called Earth Prayers from Around the World, 365 Prayers, Poems, and Innovation for Honoring the Earth. And I like stuff like this. Then I got The Hunger Games. Actually, I got this one for my husband. It's a good book. I've read it before, but my husband has too, but he loves The Hunger Games, the movies, the books. So, yeah, he's he's going to be rereading these until they die. And then I got some really old books, but again, I like my old books. The Scarlet Letter. When I first heard anything about the Scarlet Letter, the story about it. I actually saw a movie, and then we learned about it in school, and I don't know why, but it just stuck there. It's one of my favorite stories, even though it's one of those great classics. And then I got Plain Tales from the Hills, and it's Kipling. Like, that's really good. I mean, it's an older book. You could tell by the... But that's okay. I don't mind. I'm going to have some really great... And that's just a little bit of my stuff here. Also, I like poems and little short stories and essays. So I got this essays, short stories, and poems written in 1881 by Mary Snell. And I've started reading this. This is actually really good. It's talking about a girl that is, she lost her eyesight, and she writes these poems and stuff. But that's a good book so far. I've been reading a few of these books. And then there is the Dan Brown Lost Symbol, which I will show you, but I got almost all of these Dan Brown ones for this series, except for the two. And one of them is the first one. So I think it's the first two that I don't have, and it's just Angels and Demons and something else. But it's hard copy. Love it. My husband's already started reading that one. And then I'm going to have to start making another pile here. Then I got Robinson Crusoe. I got this one so I can read to my son, and maybe when he gets older he'll want to read it too. He loves adventure, and we have story time towards, bedtime, to get him to fall asleep. And then we got him also Treasure Island, another one of those nice books. I mean, and these were $1 a piece. That's really, you go someplace and they're probably $25 or something like that. And then we also got Robin Hood, which it's actually, I got this for my son and for me. I have read so many different variations of like different people telling the Robin Hood story ever since I was little, and my dad got me started on Robin Hood. And now every time I find a new book that has to do with the story of Robin Hood, I get it so I can read it and compare it to some of the other ones that I have read and stuff. And then I found the Dan Brown Inferno. See, there's the other book, and it's, again, hard copy. And then I got the Calvin and Hobbes cartoons. I used to love getting the newspaper and finding them. And now they have the books, the comic books. Oh my goodness, I'm going to be introducing my son to this, because I could see him and his bunny, Timmy Bimmy, as he calls it, be like this. This is going to probably be going around my house quite a bit. We always like the funny comics. And then this is Women's Lives, Women's Legacies, Passing Your Beliefs and Blessings to Future Generations. I like to read a lot about like women and what they have done in the past and what they think of now. And I mean, we do a lot in history, and we always know like like Washington, and we know Roosevelt and like that, but it's nice to know like all the other ones, all the females that have participated in our history to make us the way we are. And I'm hoping that it'll continue on going and getting better and making some more legacies. And then there is Dan Brown Origins. Yeah, I haven't read this. My mom let me borrow hers it was at the beginning of finding out that I had fibromyalgia. So I wasn't able to even focus on reading something like this, so I gave it back so my sister could read it. Now I got my own copy, so yay! And I might, if you guys think that you would like to hear about like how I think this is, like if I think it's good or not, or any of these other books, just in the comment I would like to know. I want to hear what you think of these. Alright, and this one would have been $16.75, and I got it for $1. And the original price even was $30. So that was awesome. Now, I got a pretty big book. I latched onto this, and it was almost, I thought I was going to have to, I didn't know who was going to get it, my father or I. It's the Ultimate Rose book. And I have so many allergies, I can't really have like flowers. So I go ahead and I pick up like books like this and gardening books, because I love to garden. But flowers are kind of off my list a little bit. But it has really nice pictures. And it tells a little bit about it and what the name is, what they call it, and everything. And it's pretty heavy. Let me see. It's pretty heavy. I can't even get it in the shot there. So, I had a couple more Dan Browns, but they're not on my bookshelf, so I wonder if my husband has another one that he's like kind of reading. So, now if I could just stop saying all the time, this video would have been really good, but I didn't. And my son got a bunch of books, but they came from my sister, because our sons are like a year apart. So like when he gets tired of it and he grows out of something, my son gets it. So he has tons of books, but I already thought with my own books for my son and I, and my husband and I, and like that, I thought this was enough. So maybe if you would like to see what he got in new books for my sister, tell me in the comments. I do read my comments. And then just hopefully you'll subscribe and want to come back. The next video will probably be about my Disney haul. There's an app on the phone that has where you can order Disney products online. So I tried it out. I got my 2 favorite princesses, and I got 2 different dolls, and I'm going to do a review on them. I haven't opened them or anything, so that is going to be my next video. Hope to see you there. And like I said, you never know what my videos are going to be about. See ya!